at the top of his game as a cardiologist at Cleveland Clinic. Upon Swami's will, Srikant moved to Bangalore with his family, his wife Shivani and son Sridhar. And they have been serving as part of Swamis Mission in Bangalore since then. After 4 years, he is visiting here, and he brought us some messages from Swami. And we have Srikant Sola here. Srikant, and if you can please check your cell phones and make sure they're turned off. And if you need anything, just quietly from the back. Thank you, Srikant.
Why don't you all come forward, please? Because you'll all be quizzed during the talk. And those who are sitting, every one of you is Sai. Each and every one of you is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. It is all you. You are not this body, you are not the name, you are not the form, you are not the ego, you are not the personality, you are not any of the memories that have happened to you in this life or any of your thousands of births that you've had before this one. It is all a dream. You have been dreaming. You dreamt that you got married. How many children do you have, madam? Yes.
3.
You dreamt that you got married and had 3 wonderful children. You had to send them to school, and oh no, now they're going to get married one day and go off to school. It's all a dream. The real you, what you really are, what you can only be, what you have always been, is God. You are Shiva. You are the Paramatma. You are the Parabrahma. You are Lalita Devi. It is all you. Not the personality that has a name and form. That is a dream. Dream, dream, dream. You are God having a dream experience in a dream body, in a dream creation. And the purpose of this birth is to wake up. Is to wake up. That's all. That's the only life purpose that you can have or will ever have. All the other things that you do is for fun. It's part of the game. The game of having a family, the game of studying in school, the game of getting a job and moving ahead in your career, the game of serving your community, the game of having to deal with your in-laws, the game of thinking that your in-laws are behaving like outlaws. It's all a game. And we play to win. So if you are working in your career, do the best that you can. If you're a student, be the best student. Be number 1 in the state, in the country. Play the game to win, right? Do you play games to lose? No. Do you play games to win? Do you play games to have fun? Yes! Play this game of life to have fun. Have you ever seen Sai devotees who go around like this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Are they having fun?
No.
No. Swami says, the moment you become serious, you are no longer living. You are merely existing. This game of life is meant to be fun. Thank you for reminding us. It's supposed to be fun. And actually, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, but you should have fun. Life is a game. What? Play it. Play to have fun and play to win. And when you win, that means you know that you are God. Exactly. You cannot be anything else. Now, many people will be thinking, Hare, what he's saying is very nice, but it is so hard. It actually takes us 2 minutes. That's all. All you have to do to realize this is only one thing. You have to silence the mind. That's it. All you have to do is to silence the mind. To achieve this silence, Swami says, you can follow the path of bhakti, devotion. You can follow the path of seva, the karma yoga path. Or you can follow the path of wisdom, the jnana yoga path. The reality is that all 3 paths are one and the same. If you love God, you will serve God. When you have so much love, you will know that you and God are one and the same. That is wisdom. Right? If you have wisdom, you will automatically have devotion because you will see everyone and everything as you. As you. When you say, I love you, Lord, what happens is you love God so much that the I goes away. And when there's no I, what's left?
You and God.
Love. And then God even goes away. It's just love, because you are that love. That's it. So all the three paths take you to all the three goals, the same goal, rather, excuse me. All the three paths take you to the same goal. Thank you, thank you. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Did you understand what I just said? Auntie, can you explain what I said, please? See, I told you I'm starting in the back. So in the orange shirt, that means you're next.
We are God.
What do you want to say? What did you understand of what I just said? Go ahead, anyone in the back.
We are God.
Right, that's it. That's the truth. But there is no we. It's just the self. I am God. Not I the personality, not I the body. That is no different than the clothes that we are wearing. That is temporary. We don't identify with our clothes when we take them off at night to go to bed. No, they're just the clothes that we wore for that day. Tomorrow we'll wear another set, and the day after another set of clothes. It's not important. But the real you is God. So when you look at Swami, when you look at Devi, when you look at any saint or sage, it's all you. It's all a part of you. There are 7+ billion people on this planet. So many people. There have never been this many people on the planet as this time. Why? Because everybody wants to be here when we transition into the golden age that Swami said is to come. Amazing time. But that means 7 billion people means 7 billion parts of yourself. It's all you. Whoever's running for the president of this country, it's you. Whoever's running for Senate in your state, it's a part of you. Whoever is the fellow in the prison down the street, it's you. Whoever won the Nobel Prize, it's part of you. Whoever's living in that big mansion in Chagrin Falls is part of you. And whoever's living in the slums in East Cleveland, they're also a part of you. No one and nothing is different from you. Nothing is separate from you. Do not put anyone on a pedestal and do not put anyone below you. It is all the same. When I came here, someone tried to touch my feet. I said, "Arey, if you do that, I'm going to have to do the same thing to you." Once, when my wife Shivani was in darshan, she was in the front row. Swami came by and gave her Pat Namaskar. He allowed her to touch her feet, and she was feeling so happy, as we would all. And Swami went just a little bit, then he turned back in his chair, and he said, "I might as well have touched your feet." Why? Not because she's anything special, but because it's all the same. It's all the same. When we go, especially those of us coming from a Hindu background, when we are so young, we are taught to go to the temple and we say, "Pray to God." See, there is God. In my language, Danapeko, Jeja Unar Danapeko. You don't put your hands together, don't pray to God, your parents will slap you. Right? This is what we're taught. So God is there, and we are separate. Our parents are teaching us the wrong thing from the very beginning. What you should teach your children is, do you know who you are? Who are you? What's your name? Sridhar. Who are you? Very good. Where did you come from? So you came from the divine light, which is God. Where are you going? And why are you here? And what do you have to do in this world? Have fun. Exactly. Have fun. Have fun. That's it. You know, when I spoke at the Northeast Region Silent Retreat this past weekend, there was a question and answer session. But it was a silent retreat, so they weren't allowed to ask any questions. They had to write them down. I was very relieved. So, in one of the questions was after self-realization, then what? Then what? Actually, self-realization, many people think self-realization is a destination, like I'm going to the Cleveland Clinic. Okay, I reached the Cleveland Clinic, now what? It's not like that. Self-realization is endless. 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 It goes on and on. There is no end. There's no end. As long as you have a form in one dimension or the other, self-realization goes on and on until you reach the time where you're ready to dissolve the atoms of your body back into the self from which we all have come. It's endless. So we keep working. We keep working on having fun. Do you ever say, "I've had enough fun, I'm going to stop now"? Does that ever happen to you? When you're playing game and then your mom says, "Stop having fun, come and eat," do you feel like stopping? No. Of course not. So you never stop playing the game. You never stop playing. It's just a game. The moment you get serious, you are no longer living. You are just merely existing. So for me, going to the Cleveland Clinic, getting all this wonderful training, getting my skills updated so that I can take all the latest information back to Bangalore, back to Swami's patients, we can better serve his patients. It's all for fun. It's all for fun. It doesn't matter. Actually, what I found out is we're doing pretty much everything they're doing already. Actually, we're no way behind. But we're just going just for fun. We're going to love. We're going to joke. We're going to pull each other's legs. Do you like pulling your friends? Do you like teasing your friends? Do your friends like teasing you? Yeah. It's fun. And take it as fun. That's it. That's all. Know your God and have fun. Love and serve. Now, who of you were here last time on Tuesday when I spoke at the other home? Okay, now you remember that we had homework from that time? Yeah? What was the homework? Do you remember?
Love.
Love all, serve all. How do you love? Can you describe again what we were talking about when we said love all? What does it mean to love all?
To love all creation.
To love all of creation,
The good and the bad.
the good and the bad,
And to love yourself.
and to love all the time. Wow, let's give him a hand. Was there anything else in love all? Do you remember anything? To love so intensely that you lose yourself. Right? To love so much that there's no longer an I. What's your name? Varalakshmi. So Varalakshmi loves Gulatam, let's say. She loves, but now she's going to see it as Swami. She's going to see everything as Swami. She's going to see every person as Swami. So in that love, she will lose herself. There's no Varalakshmi anymore. It's just love. And when you do that, then you're done. Finished. Understand? That's all we have to do. What we tend to do is when we chant Lalita Sahasranam, when we chant Gayatri, when we pray to God, immediately we put separation, as if God is here and we have to call, as if we say, Swami, I need this. Please send me peace, send me love, send me some prosperity. Please help me pay the mortgage bill this month, whatever it is. Right? That's not correct. When we chant, when we sing a bhajan, when we pray, we should pray as if we're chanting Lalita Sahasranam, we should chant as if we are that Lalita, and it is coming out of us, because you are. Lalita is in you. It's not separate from you. You are not separate from anything in creation. It is all a part of you. And that is the truth. There's nothing else to realize. Now sometimes in retreats, I'll ask people to do a simple homework. I'll ask them to chant, I am Sai. Swami says the same thing. Repeat, I am God, every single day. I am not different from God. I am Satchit Ananda. I am the Parabrahman. I have no fear, no anxiety, no grief. This is the only mantra Swami has ever given. He says, chant this every day and you will realize the truth. So how did you do the homework? Did you do it? Because you knew I was going to ask? Yeah. So what happened?
I think it was hard the first time, the first day that when I went back to work to practice, and I think that's where I had the hardest. I went with the intent that I was going to do it, so I walked with the thought. I used the 4 Hawaiian prayer that you mentioned, but when I was in one situation, I think I went back to my nature of reacting to the situation. I remember it maybe 10 minutes later, but it wasn't at that moment. But I realized I thought I would do better the next day. So I went in and I said, Swami, you have to help me with this. I have to do this. And it was easier. And I think the reaction I got from people was maybe a little bit better.
Good, very good. How about you? You did the homework also?
Yes, I did. I related. Reacting in the moment was harder to control than I thought it would be. But once having reacted, I did go back to the 4-part affirmation. I repeated it, and then I said it out loud, and then I said it to myself again, and I calmed down a lot faster than I would have normally. Had I not done it, I think it would have taken me a lot longer to calm down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So love is the most important sadhana. Swami once said, love all, serve all. This is the first teaching, and this is the last teaching. What most of us would like is we would like a very complicated sadhana. We have to breathe so many times. And then after that we have to take only this much water. Then we have to face a certain direction and chant. If we chant between this time and this time, it is very auspicious. If otherwise, gone. If we do Lalita so many times, very good. If we don't do, then we have lost some punya. That is what we want, right? The mind wants more and more complicated things. You're from the Christian tradition? Even worse. If you don't do this, you are a sinner. If you do this, you are still a sinner. Somebody else did something and therefore you are bad. Right? But who are you really? You are God. Does that mean there's any room for imperfection? Would Swami come and say to you, Hare, why did I create you? No. When Swami looks at you, it's like he looks at you as you're the most beautiful creature in all of creation. That's how we should see each other person, because it's us. So when you see another person, the next homework I'm going to give you is to see each one as yourself. Previously we tell people to see each one as Swami, but then what happens is they say, oh Swami, I love you Swami, Swami, and then it becomes the my. Swami, my job, my spouse, my children, my this thing, my this whatever. It goes on into my. So that is not correct. I used to see this all the time sitting on the veranda. I thought, Swami talks to us all the time, he must really love us. Then people said, no, don't take it like that, because don't take Swami for granted. He may be talking to you today, he may talk to you tomorrow, but the day after he will ignore you. And I thought, okay, let me just be very grateful for every interaction I get. But what I would observe is so many people coming to Swami, and they saying, Swami, please bless this, my project. Please bless my spouse. Swami, my son wants to get married. Should I get them married? And then the next person would come and say, Swami, my son got married. They're so unhappy. Why did they get married? And it would go on and on. Always my. There is nothing that is yours. Once Swami said, you can have it all, play it all, be it all, do it all. But there is only one rule. No attachments to anything. As soon as we start thinking my, we get in trouble. So not my son, Swami's son. Not my daughter, Swami's daughter. Whatever they want to do, I will do the best for them as a mother or father. But it is Swami's child. That's how we should be as families. Not my job, Swami's job. Not my work, Swami's work. Not my investments, Swami. Even people would come and ask Swami for stock market advice. I think, how do they get the courage to ask such things? But when we see everyone as ourself, things change. Suppose you're driving in traffic and somebody cuts you off. It'll happen tomorrow, or the next day, or Monday. If you see that person as yourself, will you get angry with them? No, of course not. It's part of the game, right? If you see that the people in prison are part of you, will you get angry with them? No. You will love them, right? If you see that the people who are doing all those corrupt things in every country, doesn't matter where you're from, will you get upset with them? No. It's part of yourself. They're just having an experience. And understand that in this Kali Yuga, Swami said once, even the good become bad. That's what Swami said, even the good become bad. This is the time of churning. All the bad stuff has to come out. It is like the old Puranic story where the Devas and the Asuras were churning the Mandara mountain, and they had grabbed the snake Vasuki, and they were all churning, and so many things came out, and suddenly this great poison, the Hala Hala poison came out, and they all ran scared. So this is the churning that is going on inside each and every one of us. All the bad qualities are coming out. What are you going to do with those bad qualities? Give them to Swami. Don't hold on to them, because if you try to swallow them, you will be destroyed. This is the time of the Asuras. The Kali Yuga is coming to an end. Swami once said in 2007, he was in Kodaikanal and he was just sitting chit-chatting with the students and the faculty, and as if he was talking about the weather, he said, Satyuga will begin in 2012. Satyuga, the golden age. That's this December 21st. 20th, 21st, 22nd, those 3 days. What will happen on those 3 days? Would you like to know?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
No?
Yes. K-N-O-W, yes.
Everything is what? Reflection?
Reaction.
Resound. What does that mean? Can you tell?
I can't speak like.
What does it mean? Just tell in your own words.
What is the question?
It's reflection, reaction, resound. What does it mean to you?
You're seeing the reward of what we try to accomplish. Something.
To some degree.
Yes,
That's
to some degree.
good. Everything is reflection. This is a reflective universe. If you want love, you have to be love. If you want peace, you have to be peace. Whatever you send out will be reflected back to you, whether it is a thought, a word, an impulse, an emotion, or an action. This is why Swami says, watch your words, your actions, your character, your thought, your heart. Not because he just wants us to be good, moral people. It's because everything that you send out will be reflected back to you, whatever it is. Nothing that happens to you is anyone else's fault. Even though we would like to blame, this side of the room would like to blame their husbands, husbands would like to blame not their wives, because most husbands won't blame their wives because they know better, but they'll blame somebody else, right? We would like to blame someone else. My parents, my sibling, my this thing. Well, guess what? You chose them. You chose your spouse. You chose your children, you chose your parents, you chose your life situation. You created it through your thoughts, your words, your feelings, and your actions. Everything is reflection, reaction, and resound. So what will happen on these 3 days, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, is that reflection, reaction, and resound will be amplified many hundred times. Many hundred times. So whatever you set in motion on those 3 days will be sent out into creation and then reflected back to you, amplified a great deal. So if you just have a normal life and do your normal things, that's fine, but if you can set aside some time to do those things that are important to you, do the sadhana that is important to you, most of all, repeat Swami's mantra. What is it? I am God, I am God, I am not different from God. If we say it in Sanskrit, it will give those words. I am Satchit Ananda, I am the Parabrahman, the absolute truth. I am truth, consciousness, bliss. Fear and grief have no place within me. That is the only mantra you need to chant. If you set your intentions on those 3 days, it will catapult you forward into the Satyuga that is coming. Now, it's not like, see, the seasons don't suddenly change. It doesn't suddenly go from winter to spring in one day. No? There's a gradual transition. And so also when we go from one yuga to another, it's a gradual transition. This Kali Yuga is always the worst. It's the worst of the worst times. In fact, shall I tell them the story of what's his name? Hayagriva Asura.
Yeah, that
okay,
could be.
I'll tell you how it works, okay?
Yeah.
All of us, all parts of ourselves are reborn. And in fact, once Dr. Goldstein was complaining to Swami, he only told me this story, Dr. Goldstein did. He was complaining to Swami about how cheap people are in the Kali Yuga. Typical Dr. Goldstein, really fiery and like this. So he was saying, Swami, in the Treta Yuga, people used to give 50% of their wealth to charity, Swami, and in the Dwapara Yuga, during Krishna's time, people used to give 25% of their wealth to charity. But Swami, in this Kali Yuga, when you are here, now Goldstein is getting really worked up. But when you are here, for people to give 10% of their wealth to charity is so difficult, Swami. Swami just smiled and said, Goldstein, everyone who's ever been born in all of the previous yugas is present now on this earth. Everybody is here. That's why there's 7 billion people on the planet and so many billions of more souls waiting to be born. It is like winning a lottery. That is the rarity of being born on this time. There's such a big, long queue to be born right now. You think the line for the newest iPhone was long? This line is even worse. So many beings want to be born because of this one opportunity. Once Swami was talking with one of our friends. She has been with Swami since basically since she was born, like in the 1950s. They're one of these 4 generations back of Sai devotees, and Swami was talking with her, and he said, I told this story, I think last time also. Swami said, every avatar has his format. That was the word Swami used, format. Rama had his format, Krishna had his format, Satya Sai also has his format. And when Swami speaks, it's so sweet, like sugar just coming off. And he said, the Rama and Krishna formats will take place again. But the Satya Sai format, never. only once. This Satyasai avatar is a never again, never before avatar. You won't get this chance. When we're in this transition period, take advantage of all that he's given you. So what will happen is that whatever you think, whatever you put forward, whatever you reflect, will be multiplied many times over during this transition period. But you see, understand that this Kali Yuga, everybody had to come. All the badness had to come, all the goodness also had to come. And I'll tell you what happens. See, in our soul progression, in the Maya framework, we go from what Swami says, from Dhanava, or demon, to Manava, or man, to Madhava, to God. So it's this natural transition back. That is how it goes, just like a wave dissolving back into the ocean from which it came. So there's this old story in the Vedic Puranas, that means the old time stories, and the story goes like this. There is a great Asura. Asura means demon. And as usual, these Asuras, they only have one thing: they want to become boss. They want to rule the world, they want to take over everything, they want to be the greatest. And so this one Asura, his name was Hayagriva. There's Hayagriva the Rishi and Hayagriva the Asura. This was Hayagriva the Asura. So he thought, if he stole the Vedas from Brahma, the creator, then how great would that be? Then Brahma would lose all his powers, he could go finish off Brahma, and he would be the supreme. If he would be the man, there would be nobody else other than Hayagriva Asura to rule the cosmos. So this is what he thought. It sounds like a good plan, but execution often is the issue. You know how it is in your work, no? And probably some of your bosses also make plans like this. So he managed somehow to swindle the Vedas. He dived into the ocean, and ocean meaning of creation. And he dived into the ocean, and then all the Devas came as usual and prayed to God for help. So God took form as the Matsya avatar, that is the fish form, So Matsya avatar also dived into this ocean, and as usual there was a big fight, and you can guess what happened. The Asura says, ha ha ha, and Matsya says, your time is up, you better give up. And he says, no way, I will kill you and I will become ruler of the worlds. And so they fought and fought and fought, and then at the end the Asura was vanquished. Just before the Asura was killed, Matsya avatar told him, because you will be killed by me now, you will be reborn at the end of the Kali Yuga, and in that birth, you will be born as a human, and you will be known as Matsya Tunga. This Matsya Tunga was reborn. He was born in China, and he was known as Mao Zedong, Chairman Mao, the one who was responsible for killing hundreds of thousands of Japanese, Koreans, and his own Chinese through so many wars, famine, and so forth. So this is how it happens. Everyone is progressing back to the self. It's all part of
The game.
It's part of the game. They're all part of you. Matsya Tunga is a part of yourself. Hayagriva Asura is a part of yourself. Matsya Avatar is a part of yourself. It's the game that you have yourself created. What's your name? Anirudh. Have you ever been sitting in school and you look out the window and you start daydreaming and not paying attention to the teacher?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. It happens to me still also, don't feel bad. Yeah? And you're just daydreaming, and what you're daydreaming about seems so nice and pleasant.
Yeah.
That's all this creation is. That's all. Just a daydream. Nothing else. Just for fun. It's just for fun. You're here to know the truth, and you're here to have fun. If you find yourself becoming serious, you're no longer living, you're just existing. Time waste. Time waste. The way to wake up from the dream is through service, through love, or through wisdom. Now, last time I taught you one simple thing to silence the mind. That was the, what meditation?
Thumb meditation.
Thumb meditation. How does a thumb meditation work? You want to tell Anirudh?
So you have to place your thumb here,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to look for it for 12 seconds,
Right.
and after some time you can gradually increase it.
Exactly. So what happens in those 12 seconds? What he described is you just watch your thumb. This is a meditation described by Swami. He says it is the essence of all forms of meditation. We'll go through it so that all of you have the benefit of doing this. This is the essence of every form of meditation. Every meditation comes to this. In the thumb meditation, what you're doing is you're simply watching a point. Swami says you can use your thumb, but you can use anything. You can use a light, you can use a picture, you can use a clock, you can use a speck on the floor or ceiling, whatever it is. He says, why your thumb? Well, because you carry it around with you wherever you go. But you could use whatever you feel like. But here's the thing, all you're going to do is watch. You're not going to think thumb, thumb, thumb. You're not going to think side arm, side arm. You're not going to think I need to cut my nails or I wish I had some lotion. Nothing. You're just going to watch. Thoughts will come, even impressions will come, even visions of Swami will come. All that will come. And you let it go. You let it go. You're just watching. You become the witness. And in that watching, you go into silence. When you have silence, you will wake up from the dream. That's it. In 12 seconds. So those of you who are saying, it all sounds good, but it will take a long time. It will take 12 seconds. Okay? So can we do this now? All right, let's begin. Everybody get your thumb ready. Have your thumb in a comfortable position. Please don't do it like this. Just keep it in a place where you can watch, rest it comfortably. And I'll take you through it several times. Even for those who did it on Tuesday, we'll do it again. So I'll begin. We'll watch your thumb without any thoughts. If a thought comes, let it go. Don't hold on to it. And begin. And stop. So what happened? Jake, what happened?
Nothing.
Describe it.
Just look.
Just look. That's it. See, you don't have to do anything. People think that in spirituality, if you want to become like a Rishi Yogi, if you want to do a lot of sadhana, you have to do so much. Actually, you don't have to do anything. This is it. That's all. 12 seconds of sadhana per day. Enough. Bus. The rest of the time you can go and play. But 12 seconds is required. 12 seconds per day. The thumb meditation. Swami says, if you do this 12-second thumb meditation for 6 months, you will have exquisite laser-like concentration. So teach all of this to those of you who are students. Teach it to your kids. Teach it to your classmates. If they do this for 6 months, their concentration will be like a laser. So one-pointed. When I was studying in school, I used to do this, and I ended up graduating from medical school, not only at the top of my school, but the top of the entire country. Not because of anything great in me. There's plenty of students in my own school who are much smarter than me, but because concentration was there, laser-like concentration. So for students, this is a must. If you do this 12 times 12 seconds, 2 minutes, 24 seconds, you will have one meditation. If you do that 12 times, almost 29 minutes, you will have samadhi. That's it. Simple. So let's do it again. So everybody get their thumbs ready. Keep it comfortable. This time we'll do it for a little bit longer. If a thought comes, don't dwell on the thought. Just let it go. Just watch the thumb. And begin. And stop. So how was that, sister?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. What happened?
Some thoughts came, but then you just forget about it.
Yeah. See, only second time you're already getting it, no? It's not like you having to, okay, do I put my finger here and then breathe in? Do I? Nothing. That's all for complicated people who want to satisfy the mind that they're doing some complex sadhana. You don't need all those things. Just simple 12 seconds per day. That's it. Now we'll do it with Swami's photo. Okay, so everyone turn to Swami's photo. And we'll do it again. You can look at Swami for a beautiful 12 seconds. Don't think anything. If you think that Swami is talking to you, just say shh. Okay? Just be quiet. All that's required. Say Swami, I'm meditating, then go back to silence. Okay, everyone ready? And begin. And stop. So how was it this time? What happened to you?
It's beautiful.
I was so surprised that I could be thoughtless, at least for a few seconds in
Yeah.
my life.
And that's enough. No? Okay, now let's go to another step. Now see, it's so beautiful that the baby cried when that happened. Because that's part of the game, right? When you're playing a game, what sports do you like to play?
I like to play soccer and some tennis too.
So you like to play soccer, okay? When you're playing soccer, do the other opponents just simply stand there?
No.
What do they try to do?
They try to get the ball from us and score the goal.
Exactly. So also, when you're doing sadhana, do you think creation is just going to stand there saying, shh, everyone, they're doing sadhana, don't do anything. Nothing. The babies will cry, the horn. Actually, nobody honks their horn here. In India, they'll all honk their horn. They'll make some noise, some distraction. Your phone will go off. Your boss will come into the room saying, didn't you get the email I sent you about the deadline that was due 2 hours ago? Whatever it is, something will happen. That's the game. That's the game. That's how the game works. Even in that game, you have to continue watching. Now, in this time, I want you all to ask Swami, Swami, let me merge in you. Let me become one with you. And then we will start. Okay, so all of you look at Swami's photo. And then in your own words, not my words, in your own words, just ask Swami, please let me become one with you. Let me realize that I am one with you. And start. And stop. So Carolyn, what happened to you?
It's just quiet, but I still hear the clock ticking.
Right. So just watch. Just watch. Just watch. The thought will come, clock is ticking, and then let it go. See, you've all been to the airport, no? So many people come and go. Do you bring them all home with you? What would happen if you brought everyone home with you? Your parents would kill you, no? Yeah. So, the thoughts will come and the thoughts will go. Let them go. Don't hang on to them. Simply observe them as you would a passing car passing you on the opposite side of the road. You don't have to follow each car as it goes by. Just let it go. That's all. Let's try this one. I want you to focus on letting the thoughts go this time. This is an important part of the meditation, and many people don't understand this. So let's go ahead and focus on Swami. Just watch his photo. If you don't want to focus on Swami, you can watch a light, you can look at a speck on the wall, you can look at the floor, you can look at your thumb, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. And begin. And stop. Was it easier this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to your thoughts?
It started with letting it gently
Yeah. Just let it go. You don't have to hold on to it. What we tend to do is we tend to pick up so much baggage. Thoughts are things too. I'll tell you what my sadhana is. My sadhana is to get rid of thoughts. Number one. Number two, to love. That's it. That's all. It's not I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I will meditate from this time, nothing. Just love and to have no thoughts. How many of you have been to Puttaparthi physically for darshan? Yeah, quite a number. So do you remember when Swami would come for darshan in those days? And you would be waiting for hours and your legs would be sore and you're thinking, oh gosh, I hope Swami comes soon. Come soon, Swami, I really have to go to the bathroom. Something would happen, no? So you'd be sitting like this and then suddenly there'd be a flurry of activity. The line would form outside Swami's residence, and then you think, oh, Swami is coming in. So would everyone else in the hall. So suddenly everyone is sitting up straight, they're looking so bright, so eager. The darshan music starts and you know that Swami is coming and you're so excited, your heart is filled with love. You know that within a few moments Swami is going to come into view and you're eagerly craning your neck, looking for him this way, looking that way, and you know Swami's coming, he's going to emerge from behind the pillar right into view, and you know that at that moment, wow, I will see the Lord of the Lords, and just at that moment, the person in front of you moves his head and blocks your view. Has it happened to you? Happens to me all the time. And I'm sitting right in front. See, thoughts are like that also. Thoughts are like that. Thoughts obstruct your view of the Lord. Use your mind to think when you have a specific task to do. For those of you who are doctors, when you have to take care of a patient, use your mind, just as you would use a scalpel in the operating room, or if you would use a medication tube. That's a tool. If you are, say, planning a trip to go somewhere, use your mind. Do you have enough gas in the car? Is the car maintained? Do you have the directions? Do you know where you need to go? Use your mind as a tool. A carpenter uses his saw to cut wood every day, but when he goes home for dinner, does he take the saw to the dinner table and try to eat with the saw? No, it's just a tool. And when he's done, he puts the tool away. Use your mind like that. Think, because that's what the mind is meant to do, but when you're done, stop thinking. How to stop thinking? Thumb meditation. You don't have to go around like this. In fact, I do the thumb meditation all the time because for me it's a simple way of stopping the mind. But I can't walk around the hospital like this. It would look very awkward. So what I do is as I'm walking in such a big hospital, Swami has built such because he wanted it to be spacious for his patients. They should not have a cramped or crowded feeling. Such a big hospital to walk through. As I'm walking, I will just pick a small speck on the wall or on the floor. And in those few seconds, that is my thumb meditation. And you know what? When I'm silent, I can hear Swami speak to me. If you want to talk to Swami, all you have to do is to be silent. If you want to know the truth that you and Swami are the same, all you have to do is to be silent. Did you have to do anything? No. You have to be silent. Once, in 2009, Swami kept us in Puttaparthi for a while. We had all gone for a group interview, the entire staff from the Whitefield Hospital, and he called us for an interview, and we had a wonderful time with Swami, and it was so beautiful. Everyone was filled with Swami's love and bliss. And as is our practice, we would ask Swami for permission to go home. So Shivani, my wife, asked, and Swami said, no, wait. I thought, okay, maybe he wanted us to leave. That was a Sunday evening. Maybe he wanted us to go on a Monday. Maybe Swami knows I don't like to drive at night or something. He said, go on Monday. So we thought we would go for Monday darshan. I told my boss I'd be a little bit late. And Swami said, no, wait. So he said, fine, no problem. Whenever Swami gives permission, then you come back to Bangalore. So morning came, Swami came. I said, Swami, thank you so much for the wonderful interview yesterday. We'd like to go back to Bangalore now with your blessings. Swami looked as if he was thinking, as if he had to think. And then he said, wait. Okay, that day went by. Another day came, asked him again. He said, stay for a while. This went on for 3 weeks. In that time, Swami showed us there is nothing to do. There is no doing. Most of the things that you have on... How many of you keep a to-do list? How many of you have a to-do list? I do too. And it helps me to organize my thinking part of my life, my work life and so forth. But most of the things, actually all the things almost, on your to-do list come from the mind. It's all mental stuff. And it's things to keep you distracted from what really matters, which is just being. We were all able to be just now, right? Can we do it one more time? Okay, this time let's focus on just being. Don't do anything. If a thought comes, let it go because you're too busy being. We're so busy doing all the time, now let's become busy being. Just being with Swami, being one with Swami. So you can use Swami's photo, you can use any of the other photos here, you can use a speck on the floor, it doesn't make any difference at all. Everyone ready? And begin. And stop. How many of you felt bliss in that experience? Yeah? See? That's it. That is the bliss of being. That is the bliss of beingness. That's all. If you didn't feel it, it's okay. Don't feel bad. You just practice until you get it. That's it. So we've talked about love. We've talked about the game, right? And the purpose of the game is to wake up and to have fun. As long as you're in your body, play the game fully and have fun. Love, be quiet, go into silence. And the last part is service. The last part is service. Swami says, love all, serve all. So we need to talk about the service part. I'm happy to say that the service work of Swami's missions is going full force. 100%. The schools, the colleges, the water projects, 104 rupees has been sanctioned to expand the water projects to villages that are now facing drought. The hospitals where I work, new equipment, new scanners, new everything. The quality of the work that we do is phenomenal. I came here to Cleveland thinking, yeah, I want to learn all these things. You know, I've seen these at conferences, and there's this new thing here and this new thing there. We're doing everything else, but this one or two new things I wanted to learn. This is seriously why I came. I wanted to upgrade our skills so that whatever I learn, I can take back, and I'll teach the other doctors, and we'll all serve Swami's patients better. Honestly, that's the reason I came. I came to Cleveland Clinic, the pinnacle of cardiology in the whole world, and I find out we're doing the same thing they're doing. It's the same. That's the quality of Swami's hospital. The service is so strong. That's what we think of when we think of Swami's mission. But actually, I want to share something Swami said Swami said once. He said, actually, Swami's mission has two parts. The first part is the outer part, which is very visible. The water projects, the hospitals, the schools, the orphanages, the home for widows, the ashram, and all the spiritual teaching that goes on there. That's the visible part. But the main part of Swami's mission, the most important part of Swami's mission, occurs silently through his devotees when they allow his love to flow through them and reach out to everyone around them. That is the main part and the most important part of Swami's mission. And that happens through all of you. Happens through all of you. So actually your role is much bigger than mine will ever be. Sending that love, Swami's love, to all of creation. What we learned last time, what's the only thing that matters? What did Swami say? What's the only thing that really matters in the end?
Love.
How much love you have
Given.
given with?
Love.
With your family?
With the
With
whole
your
creation.
family?
With the whole creation.
With the whole creation. How much love you have shared with all of creation. That's what Swami said. The only thing that matters. How much love you have shared with all of creation in every single moment of your life. The rest, Swami said, he put his hand like this, byproduct. That's it. That's the game. The role of the game is to love. That's it. So love, service, have fun, play the game, silence. Simple, no? Very simple. Once we were talking with Swami, we said, Swami, please grant us full and complete self-realization. I was sitting here, Sridhar was here, and Shivani was here. Swami immediately, he said, self-confidence is the foundation. Self-satisfaction are the walls. Self-sacrifice is the roof. And then you have self-realization. And he put his hand like this and he said, simple. So it starts with self-confidence. What did I tell you from the beginning of this talk? You are God. You've always been God. You will always be God. Everything is God. Repeat Swami's mantra every day. I am God. I am God. I am not different from God. I am Satchitananda. I am the Parabrahman. Fear, grief, and anxiety have no place in me. That is self-confidence. When you have self-confidence, you will have self-satisfaction. You will always be happy. You will always be blissful like you were just now in that silence. When you have self-satisfaction, you will give self-sacrifice. You will sacrifice the ego. That is the greatest sacrifice. The sense of I, the sense of separation, the sense of body identification. And then you will have self-realization. Simple. It takes 12 seconds. So if I hear any of you tell me it takes so long, you will really, lightning will strike and you will become a pilot of bhuti. So don't say what he's saying is so hard, okay? Don't say what he's saying is for people who have lots of time to do sadhana. Don't say any of that rubbish. All of you practice 12 seconds per day from now on. Can you do that? Yes? Promise? Swami promise? Alright, 12 seconds every day. All of you become self-realized. Then people say, Hari, what's happening in Cleveland? They've all become self-realized. Okay, a few minutes for questions. Yes, sister.
Said, when you do thumb meditation, you said that you would attain samadhi. Does it, like, once you attain it for real, will it last after that, or will it be like in between meditations? Like, you have to keep going back and doing it?
So once you attain samadhi, does it last for real? Is it permanent?
Well, like, I mean, not just, not just here.
It depends on what your game is, what your role in the game. Like in basketball, or in soccer, everybody has a different position. Right? So some people have to come out to play the game only for a certain part of the game. Some people need to be there during most of the game. Nobody's really there the full time. So what happens to you after samadhi depends on what your role is in the game. In general, most people will come out of samadhi, but not all. It depends on the role and what they have to do. I'll tell you a real experience. You'll want to hear this one. Before Swami left his body, we were told in our meditation to go to certain jungles in Karnataka and southern India. And we were told to go deep into the jungle in our meditation. Swami tells us inside, he'd already trained us physically so much, and that he would confirm it from inside, or vice versa. Rather, he would tell us inside, and then I would have a chance to speak to him, and he would confirm what he told us from within. Physically, he would tell us whatever we had been told inside. That was Swami's way of teaching us. So we went to the jungle. We just waited there. We felt a tremendous energy, tremendous presence. 3 rishis walked out of the jungle, full jada, beard, everything. I mean, full. They were disciples of Vishwamitra, they said. And they have been in the same bodies since that time, so many thousands of years ago. And the light and the energy coming from their bodies was phenomenal. Now we knew that they are only a part of who? You. Yeah, they're only part of us. It's not like, nothing. It's only part of us who's come to teach us whatever we need to learn. That's all. That's just part of us. So they spoke with us. They told us what was going to happen to Swami. They told us how he would leave the body. They told us many other things. And they asked us to do sadhana with them. They taught us pranayama. They taught us meditation, higher meditation. And they just asked us to enter their consciousness. Just enter their consciousness. We were like babies in front of them. Like babies in front of them. These beings, they go into samadhi all the time. For some of them, thousands and thousands of years. So it just depends on the role, where they have to play. We don't know.
Uncle, you said that you have to love everything in the creation. The creation is like too big for our human mind right now. So how do we love, we can't even see or feel, predict? But
see that small baby there? We all love that baby, no? So precious. We love the way it makes noise. We love the way it rolls over. Right? That small baby loves us so much also. Make the entire creation like that small baby and love it just like that. Actually, creation is nothing. Swami once said, actually, there is no creation, only reflection. Everything is reflection, reaction, sound. But think of creation, because the only thing that matters is how much love you have shared with all of creation. So make creation like a small child. Love it as you would love your own child. This is what I do for love, because creation is too big. It's really big. If I have to go from here to there, it take a long time. That would take a long time. Not the self-realization part is much less. So make it like a small child.
If you had asked me if the purpose of our existence is to reunite or to realize that myself and Swami are the same, why did Swami then create all of us? Why not from the time of birth be with Swami? Why are we here?
Why do you go and play soccer?
I like to play soccer.
It's fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, same reason. Swami is like, training creation comes. Fun, that's all. It's fun, just for fun. You had a question? Someone else here on the gent side?
The aspect of Namasmarana you have not touched upon. Swami always says laws of emphasis
on Namasmarana. Okay. Every teaching of Swami has many, many layers. What I had said last time, what most people do, spiritual aspirants, is they look at one teaching, they kind of practice, before they've even properly understood, they go on to the next teaching, right? Those of you who are into New Age type things, you'll see this every day. Correct, no?
Yeah.
Someone will come, they'll go to one workshop, they haven't even practiced what they learned in the first workshop, they're looking for the next workshop. 100% correct. This is not the way to do your sadhana. Take one teaching, understand it properly, and practice to the best of your ability. So let us take Namasmarana. Most of us just chant, and then while we're chanting, we think, oh, the laundry will be done soon, I have to pick up the dry cleaning, etc. No, that is not correct also. When you chant, you should chant as if it is coming from you. Let's do this. Let us chant Gayatri Mantra. We'll just chant it one time. Om the way that Swami chants. Let's chant again. Let's chant together. Separate from Gayatri. Right? Correct, no? You are one thing, Gayatri is someplace else in some other loka so far away from you. Not correct. That is like first grade stuff what you're doing. Now let us go to second grade. Let us chant as if Gayatri is here and Gayatri herself is chanting the Gayatri mantra through us. Okay? Let's do it again, one time only. How is that different now?
More energized.
More energized and?
Peaceful.
More peaceful. Okay. Now we are going to go to third grade. Now let us chant as if there is only Gayatri. There's nothing else.
No you, no me.
Nothing. There's just Gayatri. That's it. That's the universal Gayatri. Let's chant together. Because you don't believe, you are resisting. As soon as you resist, you will? None of you remember what I told you. Law of resistance, as soon as you resist, you will suffer. So you're resisting that thought. It's common, because for so many years you've been told, there is God, pray to God. Here is God, let us come and pray to God. For 9 days you're going to pray to God as if Lalita is here and we are there.
Yeah, I can do it with devotion, like thinking, okay, God is before me.
You are thinking. You are thinking. Let go of the thoughts. Let go of the thoughts. You don't need to think for this. Just be.
Like it's, but mind is like kind of divided into like different parts because the mind is capable of many things. So some part of the thought is going into like, I don't know, it's like you get these thoughts like saying, I can picture the universe, that's what happens to me. I can picture the universe, I picture the Gayatri. But it's not like clear. The other part is like I can feel the universe and I can feel Gayatri.
But that's still all mental stuff.
Yes.
It's all mental stuff. Now let's do it with a thumb meditation. We'll do it again. See, basic things. No, sadhana is like this. I didn't actually come here to give you a talk. I came to make you practice. Anybody can talk. Practice is more important. Okay, so let's do the thumb meditation again. Let's look at Swami's photo. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same what we did before. We're going to ask Swami to merge into him. Let us become one with Swami. Then after a while, I'll start with Om. At that Om, we'll chant Gayatri together as if that is all. There's nothing but the Gayatri. Let's go into silence. So how was that, Auntie? What happened? Better now? Yes? Very blissful. Aha, that is what I want to hear. Anyone just feel silence? Yeah? Super. Now let us go to 4th grade. 3rd grade over, no? 4th grade. But you have to practice. Don't think, aha, I went to 4th grade in one night. You have to keep practicing all of these. Now we're going to do the thumb meditation with Swami's Photo. We'll go into silence. Don't think anything. If a thought comes, just let it go. Don't hold on to it. Just like the car that passes you on the other side of the road, just let it go. From that silence, the silence itself, not us, the silence is going to chant the Gayatri. Okay? The silence is going to chant the Gayatri. And it will come from the physical body. Let's go into silence. Now you understand? Okay, no? That is why. From the silence, not from the mind. Usually when we do Namasmana, we start at the mind level and we stay there. Go beyond that, come to the silence first. So 1 or 2 last questions. Yes, sister?
You said when we are doing jhana, like the meditation, we look at a point outside and then we try to phase out the thoughts or look at it and let it go. Why can't we close our eyes and...
You can. It's the same thing.
So
right?
it
Whether
doesn't
outside
matter
and inside,
whether
it is all the same.
Okay.
They're all part of yourself. There are some 30, 40 people here, all a part of me. The person sitting before you is a part of you. Everything, whether it's the light or the photo or the Ajna Chakra or the Sahasrara Chakra or the tip of your nose or whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. So go into silence. That's enough. From that silence, then do your work. Then see what happens. You'll be surprised. From that silence, then you study for your exams. Then see what happens. You'll finish your homework like this and your parents won't believe you. Then you say, see, you'll get 100% on all your exams. When I was in medical school, there was a time I was able to go into such silence that I would get, and study from that silence, I would get 100 after 100 after 100 on my exams. Not because I was smart, because of the silence. Work from that silence, chant from that silence, be from that silence. In that silence, you will know that you are God. In that silence, you will wake up. In that silence, you will know the truth, that all of this is a dream, and all you are is God. And that's it. Thank you all for allowing me to come and share these small thoughts with you. Please take these practices home and practice, practice, practice. Practice is more important than listening. So practice. Thank you all. Let's end with Om and 3 Shantis and then Samasta.